All right. So I'm Willow Grace Mystic, and thank you for joining me. Glad you are here to take a look ahead at your astrology for 2022. Now, I'm going to move forward with this and I'll invite people as they come in. I would encourage you, if you have your natal chart, get it out and you can follow along that way. And I would encourage, if you have notes or a calendar, that would also help. So let's talk about this. Let's see. Let me start my screen share. All right, hopefully everybody can see. If there's any problems, please hit me up in the chat box and let me know where things go. So I read and write for the rising sign. And as we look ahead at this forecast, the rising sign, if you do not know your rising sign from having your natal chart completed, then you can use your sun sign if you were born during the day. If you do not know your time of birth, you can also do your moon sign and follow it for if you were born at night. So if you know your exact date, time, and location, then you can look up your chart, or I could do your chart for you. And if not, follow for your sun sign or for day, or follow for your moon sign for at night. So things that I'm going to be, let me see here. Hopefully you can find me on Facebook and Instagram, YouTube. When you follow your astrology, remember on the YouTube videos or in any of the astrology newsletters, look for your sun or your rising. It'll give you the most accurate because of where the rest of the planets are in location to your chart. So let's talk about your chart. So we start off with understanding where the planets are. The inner planets are the ones that are on the left. The sun, which rules us, our focus, how we are shown in the outer world. Mercury is how we communicate. Venus, and it's travel. Venus is travel. I'm sorry, I'm going to pause. Mercury, travel and communication and writing. Venus, who you love, what you love. Mars is your fire, your drive, what's going on with you. And it's also cutting, and we need it in order to progress and to move forward with our work, our career, our lives. Now the outer planets, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. Those are generational, or those are planets that affect a larger group of people. I mean, Jupiter only changes signs once a year, so people don't place a lot of emphasis on it, but the house that it resides in can muck up your life, or it could offer you great gifts. We look to Jupiter to say, where am I going to have this expansive gifts and energy at? Saturn, we look to, where am I going to learn lessons? Uranus is the planet of shock and surprise, thinking outside the box. Neptune is our dreams, illusions, and Pluto is the planet of transformation. So just knowing a little bit about the planets tells you about what to expect with their energy. You use this with your chart. So this is an example of just a regular wheel. The first house, so this is where you were born. The first house is where you have left your mother, and everything down below here is all personal. This is you and how people see you. This is you with your money. This is you with communication. The fourth house is you with your mother, your house, your family. The fifth house is you with romance, creativity, your children. The sixth house is you with daily work and your health. Then when we move to the top half of the chart, this is where you are in the outer world. So if the first house is you, the seventh house is you with partnerships, clients. If the second house is you with personal income, the eighth house is you with shared income. The third house is you with close to home, lower education. The ninth house is for you with travel, foreign people, foreign things. If the fourth house is you, mother, home, then your 10th house is where the midheaven, where the sun shines on you with your career, your ambitions, your public life, and father figures and bosses. If the fifth house is you with romance and creativity, The 11th house is you with friends and social circles. The 6th house, you in daily work. And the 12th house is you in the outside world. Is it self-isolation? It's hidden supports, it's secrets, it's dreams. So knowing the house is really important, and knowing the sign. And your exact time of birth tells you what is on the rising sign at 9 o'clock. That determines where everything is in the chart, because not everybody is Aries rising. Not everybody is, their wheel looks like this. Everybody's wheel looks different. So let's talk about Jupiter conjunct Neptune. So as you go through this session, when you look at your chart, or also keep track of it on a calendar, look to the house that is ruled by Pisces for this. So Jupiter conjunct Neptune, it's one of the most beautiful aspects that we're going to have this year. It's about hope in astrology. Jupiter themed things are travel, higher education, foreign people, foreign things, religion, spirituality. So that's going to flavor this time period. So Jupiter is considered to be the great benefic gifts. It's in astrology because it has the ability to bring joy, hope, and expansive energy. Jupiter sees the big picture. Jupiter is fire, and it just wants to include everybody in it. So it's in its home sign of Pisces. So they call that its domicile. And here it has even more of a positive influence. Now, Neptune themes include karma, dreams, secrets. So Neptune, it's also in its home sign of or domicile, Pisces. And so when you have two planets that are ruled by Pisces together or in a conjunction means they are together, this is about dreams coming true. A conjunction is when two planets, they're extremely close together, or they're literally in the exact same spot in the sky. So we notice that these planets, now they merge their energies together. So you take your Jupiter themes and your Neptune themes, and you say, this is going to be the flavor. So you look to the house that it's going to be in. What house for you is ruled by Pisces? Everybody is different. So when they merge their energies together, this is a dream coming true, because Neptune is the planet of dreams and Jupiter is the planet of hope, abundance, luck, and dreams coming true in 2022. Jupiter conjunct Neptune in Pisces is about the power to make the dreams come true and to awaken us to the simplest truth that there's magic everywhere. Let's move on. So next is North Node conjunct Uranus. So this is going to happen on January 18th. It's going to be like an exact hit on that day. So you look to find the house ruled by Taurus in your chart. So Taurus themes for this time period are going to include values, feelings, cash, property, possessions, things that we value, people that we value. Now, Uranus conjunct the North Node in Taurus is an aspect because the North Node is our sole purpose. Where are we going? Uranus is the planet of freedom and liberation. So Uranus symbolizes it symbolizes technology, rebellion, innovation, thinking outside the box. This is a revolutionary planet. It doesn't like to follow the rules. It hates the rules. It is always eager to participate in anything that's groundbreaking, anything that's considered a dynamic change. Uranus has surprising effects because it loves the shock value. So wherever you have Uranus in your chart, that's where you're like, think outside the box, let your freak flag fly, shock. Now the North Node, I love the North Node. It is a point of destiny where we need to continue to flow or follow in this lifetime. It's the path that you're growing into. The South Node is in the opposite sign. And so you look, if the North Node, it looks like a little horseshoe. So it's currently going to be in Taurus. So you look to the opposite sign, and that represents where your karmic journey began. So the South Node is where we fall back on all the time. It's where we came from. It's where we're comfortable. It's where we want to go back because it's known, it's comfortable, it's safe. And the North Node is you have to learn, you have to move outside of your comfort zone. You cannot always fall back on to the South Node. We're supposed to be moving past this. So when the North Node is conjunct Uranus, we are going to be awakened. Now, suddenly, these could be serendipities. There could be twists, there could be turns. Remember, Uranus is shock. So this is where you're truly born, what you're truly born to do in this lifetime. They're big words, but that's what Uranus in the North Node or conjunct the North Node, when they join forces, that's what happened. So shock, surprise, get back on your path. And that being said, it's not for the faint of heart, because if you've been living in a well-constructed illusion, like just moving through your life, doing what everybody else says that you should be doing, in a life that's been molded for you or crafted for you because you're doing what you're supposed to be doing because everybody says that you're supposed to be doing, this awakening can be shocking. For some people, it's leaving a career that they've had forever, leaving a relationship, but to be righted on a path. So I'm sure you've seen this with others, and they make a radical change all of a sudden in their life. So on the other hand, if you've always known what you were meant to do, what your purpose is, but you never really got a chance to actually get closer, 2022 is going to give you the opportunity to move closer to this goal. It's going to make it easier than ever. The North Node and Uranus coming together is like the universe saying, here's a green light, follow along your path. I'm going to remove some obstacles for you. Now, most of us are in between these. So Uranus conjunct the North Node can come with a mixed bag of shocking events that turn our lives a little bit upside down for a while. Sometimes it's too quickly, too soon, incredible changes, these opportunities. It's about stepping into your purpose, your true self. So when they happen, it's about looking at it as this is a gift. It's a gift for a new change to move forward with new opportunities. So let's move forward. So most important astrological events. Okay, so we've talked about Jupiter conjunct Neptune in Pisces. This is going to be from March to May 22nd. It's going to be exact on April 12th. I would definitely make some plans around that date. This is great for manifesting things during this time period. So this is saying Jupiter, remember, gaseous, expansive, Neptune, I want to dream it. Put the date on your calendar, make those things happen. Then we have Jupiter. So Jupiter is going to slip into Aries on May 11th. So it's going to stay here until October 28th, 2022, when it's going to move back into Pisces, and then it'll enter Aries for good on December 20th, 2022. So remember that Jupiter's considered the great teacher. It wants to help us grow. It wants to, it magnifies our awareness for good fortune. It gives us opportunities in our lives. So this energy, now we're thinking Aries. Aries is headstrong, dive in first, cutting, removing. So this energy is about moving beyond the limits, because Jupiter sees no limits. It sees the future that's out there. So moving beyond the limits to realize the amount of opportunity that's truly available to everyone. So remember, think pioneering, independent, headstrong, all of these things. Those are Aries themes. And so Aries is going to be the energy for the travel to meet these challenges, head on. Now, you're going to have the ability at this time to widen your perspectives because Jupiter is see the bigger picture. And when Jupiter is in Aries, we are energized, but on a personal level, because Aries is the person, it's the warrior, it is you. So you need to find, like, where is this in your chart? And with this, Aries is, it's a fire sign, it's an initiator, it is, let's see, our minds are going to be on fire, we're going to be ignited with innovation, ideas, thoughts. It's going to be an opportunity to let go of limits because Jupiter doesn't see limits. And the things from our past may come up, but now will be an opportunity to have new solutions for the future. This is about stepping into uncharted territory. There's going to be possibilities to better yourself that you just didn't have the expansive sight before, because Jupiter gives you the sight to see the bigger picture. Jupiter often encourages us to learn from others. It wants to teach. So it's about being a teacher and a student. And so Jupiter in Aries is more about self-teaching, self-awareness, self-learning. So during that time period, you're going to be working on yourself. You're going to be taking risks. This is about trying and succeeding, failing and learning. It's not always about succeed, 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 because when we fail, we learn, and that's self-teaching. All of these things are valuable lessons for learning, growing. So it's about you learning in your own way. During this transit, there can also be have a danger of becoming so focused on yourself, being self-centered, and only using your own viewpoints. Use caution. Opinions can definitely be running hot. This could be being impatient and wanting action right away, because that's what Aries does. And this can fan the flames for confrontation, socially, politically. So during this time period, there could be politically outside in the world, things going on. If you want to know where it is in the United States chart, it's called a Sibley chart. So you can always look at, hey, what's going to be going on with the United States, and outbursts or calm period or growth. So everybody has a natal chart, even the United States. So let's see, fanning flames. Remember the importance of two-way dialogue. Leave yourself open to not just learn from your own actions, but to learn from others. Expand your thoughts. Embrace this power that you have to control the direction, Aries, of your life. Be open to opportunities, Jupiter, and solutions and relationships and fortune. Aries is saying that you are the key to Jupiter, your big, expansive future. It's a beautiful opportunity to move forward. Then we have the North Node conjunct Uranus. This time period is going to be going from May to September 2022. It becomes exact on July 26th. Circle that date on your calendar. Expect shock, surprise, and a realignment on your true path. So try to lean into it. We just discussed this, so you could always go back to the other slide. And then we have Saturn square Uranus. So while we don't have an exact conjunction to this, in January, Saturn and Uranus began to separate. So the energy is now dissipating a little bit, but it's still in a tight orb, meaning it's still really close to each other from August to November 2022. Now, Saturn is the planet of rules, government, order, building from the bottom up, government, structures that were meant to be built and last over a longer period of time. And Uranus, I'm sorry, yeah. So then we discussed that Uranus, remember that Uranus is the great liberator, It uses shock and surprise to its benefit. So a square is a 90-degree angle, and this is a tension point where two planets come at each other head on, and it's meant to cause friction because we cannot have ease and grace for everything. So something has to give. One of those have to give. So that being a friction point, it's a theme we've had for the past 2 years. Everybody's experienced the same past 2 years. And so expect huge changes in government, society, schools, hospitals, and bring it on down to personal lives. Find this in your own personal chart, because these are generational events that are happening. It's slow and steady. So when it affects people, it's not just a one hit one day. It's been the last 2 years and it's not 100% over. It's going to be a little while. So this is going to be a time for radical change, sometimes irrevocable change, and it's going to be on a larger scale. Uranus shows us that we don't always have to do what we've always been doing, that we should think outside the box, that we should be creative, and that we should look for better ways to solve problems. It also is about thinking outside the box, being creative. Saturn wants to resist this because Saturn likes slow, steady, stable, reliable. Uranus hates that. And so how do we find a middle road? Focus on what is in front of you. The transit is going to stir up tension, opposing factions. And so this is people having an opposite view of you. And this is, and we see it. I mean, it's like playing out everywhere. So it can be a time of a division of thoughts, my opinion versus your opinion, views, actions. I would never do that. Why would you do that? Remember that a house divided against itself cannot stand. So this is working to understand that both sides need to find a common ground on which to build this new future, because we can't go back. We are now building for the future, and it's going to create another tension point until the building begins, and we are in the process of. Next, March 2022, when the planets align. I am pumped about this. So on March 2nd, 2022, there's going to be several astrological lineups that are pretty darn special. So on March 2nd, 2022, we're going to have a new moon in Pisces. So locate Pisces in your chart for more details on this house, because this is probably one of the best times of the year. Jupiter and Neptune at the same time with Mars, Venus, and Pluto, they're all going to align at 27 degrees. So Capricorn, Mercury, and Saturn, they're going to align at 19 degrees. This is crazy. So let's break it down. New moons. New moons are about fresh starts, clean slates, new beginnings, and planting seeds for the future. Pisces. Pisces is romantic, dreamy, psychic, imaginative, can be an illusionary. So you use this new moon to plant seeds for what you want to dream and imagine for the future. Jupiter being here is the planet that sees the big picture. It wants expansive heat to get these things done, and it wants to move things along out there. So basically, all the planets except for Uranus, they're engaged in this conjunction. They're all together working for the same path, the same whatever you are wishing for, whatever you are putting out there. They're all openly talking or communicating. The chatter that's on the inside of the wheel, they're all communicating together saying, hey, let's be friends. Let's all work together. Let's make this happen. So this is an unusual lineup, and it's going to bring a lot of forward momentum. So you can expect a lot of new beginnings on multiple levels: government, schools, medical, large businesses, and on a personal level, like bring it on down to a personal level. So collective and personal, all of these things are going to be happening. I am super pumped about the new moon in Pisces. It'll probably, it is the best new moon of the year for planting seeds that you want to manifest over a long period of time. Then let's see, I have March 6th. Yep. So then I'm sorry, I can't see you guys. So all I see is like a little snippet. So on March 6th, 2022, Venus and Mars meet at 0 degrees. So this is the same degree that we had the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction back on December 21st, when all of this shenanigans started back in 2021. So planets at the 0 degree, this indicates starting, new beginnings. It has a special meaning. It's called a critical degree. So something new is going to be starting here. It will be, look at it in your chart. It's going to be something, it'll be a continuation of something that's already happened from the December 21st, 2021. But this is going to be major. It's going to be big things moving forward. Yeah. All right. Then let's talk about eclipses. There are going to be 4 eclipses this year. The most eventful times of the year, they always coincide with eclipses. Eclipses are times of alignment or a realignment. Their goal is to remind us of our life purpose. They bring fast-paced shifts, shocking revelations. Didn't know about that. It's like they reveal things. When there's a solar eclipse, it's about revealing things. The goal is to remind us, this is your life purpose. Move forward. There's going to be sudden endings and quick beginnings. They are a realignment, put you back on track where you have veered off. So there's going to be 4 in 2022. There's usually between 4 and 6. So all of them are going to happen on the Taurus and Scorpio axis. In your chart, find those 2 houses. What's going to happen is they're going to bounce back and forth. Those 2 houses are going to be hit 4 times in 2022, creating radical change. It's like, nope. We're going to repurpose these 2 whole houses in your life. So let's see. If you have any personal planets that are in that house, or if you have angles that it will affect you more. So look to the 2 houses. Do you have any planets, or the chatter that's on the inside of the wheel? If you have any of that going on, expect the energy to affect you more. Remember that you can expect major changes, developments. The 3rd house is ruled by Taurus, typically, and this is about a lot of local activity. So local activity, neighbors, communication, things, lower education, things that are going on close to home. Taurus is an earth sign. It's ruled by Venus, earthy, solid, sensual, grounded. And so both Taurus and Scorpio's energy is fixed. One is fixed in earth and Scorpio is fixed in water. Scorpio rules the 8th house. So think water, fluid, but fixed, like water in a jar, or like the ocean. It cannot get out of it. It rules sexuality, birth, death, rebirth, transformation, joint finances, money that comes into you. Those are going to be the themes that you can add to the 2 houses that Scorpio and Taurus are in your personal chart. So the eclipses all year, Uranus and Taurus, they're even more eventful. They come with more surprises, more twists than regular eclipses. So on April 30th, 2022, you're going to have a North Node. Remember, North Node is where you are going in this lifetime. So it's a solar eclipse. Solar eclipses are new moons. This is not a time for setting intentions. Any time period that's around eclipses, like that whole eclipse season, it's about rest, flow, accepting what happens, and looking for the opportunity in the gift that it offers. So the solar eclipse, it's conjunct Uranus. Remember, it's right next to Uranus. So you have this, it's conjunct Uranus, the shock and the surprise. It's the ruler of the eclipse. So Venus is conjunct Neptune, next to Neptune, and it's in Pisces. So this is about promising you fairy tale-like developments. Remember, Pisces is dreams, intuition, psychic, and Pisces wanting these developments. It's about your dreams coming true at this eclipse time. So you need to be cautious about, what do you really wish for? Is this really what you want? Because there are other things that may come with it. So use caution. It's a beautiful new moon. I would accept the flow. Then on May 15th, they are always 2 weeks apart, your lunar, your solar. So this is a south node, removing things from your past, leaving things in the sign of Scorpio. Remember, Scorpio is deep, water, intention. It's your intuition. This is a lunar eclipse, so it'll be a full moon. Think of it as full moon energy on steroids, extremely emotional. This is showing us, what do you need to release from your life that is no longer in alignment with your true values? Not for the faint of heart, because it's what you really, really want, or what you really think that you want, but it's a south node. You've outgrown it. It's in the past. You need to move forward. Then on October 25th, south node solar eclipse again. So now we have a new moon in the opposite sign, in the Scorpio. So do you see how they're reversed? We always have a new moon and a full moon with Taurus and then Scorpio. And then the next one is Scorpio, then Taurus. That's how eclipses work. So if you've released, now it's time to start new. So now you released it with your full moon. Now you're going to have south node eclipse solar. It's showing you everything, that what you want to get rid of, what is the last bit of it. So it's conjunct Venus. And so important developments in your relationships will be illuminated, brought to the surface, brought to light. Things that affect you on a deep level, because Scorpio is deep water feelings. Then on November 8th, the last one of the year, a north node, where we're going, lunar eclipse, full moon, things are illuminated that you just didn't expect to see because they were hidden by the light, in the sign of Taurus, earthy, solid, stable. So the lunar eclipse in Taurus, it's conjunct, meaning it's next to Uranus, shock and surprise. So there's going to be lots of shocking, surprising outcomes and revelations, because now it's come to full moon, that are going to set you free and help you live more authentically. Sometimes we're not always prepared for it. So around November 8th, it's going to be a wow, and now they're no longer in my life, or now I have this new job. I've moved on from this. It is a total realignment of where we're going, where we're meant to be. Let's see. Sorry. Here we go. Venus, Mercury, Mars, retrogrades. These are the 3 most important retrogrades that we look at in the future. So Venus retrograde. Look, this started on December 19th, and it's already started. It's in the first month of our year. It's in the sign of Capricorn. So find Capricorn in your chart. And this is inviting you to revise. Whenever you have a planet in retrograde, think revise, rewind, rethink, restructure. It's to go back over. It's to review things. And Venus represents what I love, who I love, things that I value. And so it's an opportunity for this entire month of January to revise your values, your relationship. Capricorn is the sign of success, achievement, and fulfillment. And so what does success and fulfillment mean for you, especially in your relationship or with what you value, what makes you feel good? It may not be what you think it is, because Venus in retrograde, it's here to help you figure it out. So you look to the house that's ruled by Capricorn, and you're going to see this is where you're going to go through a transformation. Now, she's going to station direct on January 29th, but you're still going to feel the energy It's going to go all the way to, I think it's March 3rd. Like though it just takes a long time to untangle. She only goes retrograde about every year and a half. And when she does, it's slower because you have to process it. It takes longer to process it. When a bigger planet, a slower planet, stations retrograde, the energy is meant to be processed over a longer period of time. When it's a smaller planet or a quicker planet, like Mercury, it is quick, hard, fast, move on, learn your lesson. So let's talk about Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrograde is going to have 3 hits this year. And so you've got your January 14th coming up here really soon, and it goes until February 4th. Now, 3 or 4 times a year, it stations retrograde. It's always, but not always, sorry. It is usually in the same zodiacal element or elements. And so in 2022, we're going to have 3 retrogrades. They're all going to start in Earth, and they're going to end in air. So think about Earth themes. So Mercury is communication, travel. This is technology, and it's in this earthy solid. And then it goes to air, thoughts, ideas. It's going to start in one sign, move to the other. So this is about revisiting some concrete or practical aspects of our lives, because Mercury goes back and says, you know what, those were really great intentions that you put out there. Let me poke some holes in it so you can make it more concrete. And then it takes the practical aspects of our lives, Mercury and Earth sign, and then it gets to the root cause of it, which is thinking, communication, and what are these patterns that are stopping us? What do we need to fix in order to move forward? For example, if I've been working out and my workout routine, it's just not working for me, then is it a thinking pattern that's stopping me or sabotaging my efforts? Or if I'm resentful at my significant other because they're just not taking care of the dishes, well, is it because I didn't communicate to them how important it was to me that I come home and I have to have a clean working area? So those are things that have to be addressed. There will be a concrete problem that needs to be addressed with communication. Hopefully that makes sense to everybody. So 3 times, those are the 3 dates. Okay, I have a running calendar, and I always color code it when the planets are stationing retrograde with lines that go through it, so I can visually see what's going on with that. Now, with Mercury, there's always a 2-week period, a pre-retrograde, that you start to see these problems, like where it's going to occur and how it's going to occur. And then when it goes full-blown retrograde, that's when all the muck-up begins. And then the post-retrograde is where you untangle it and fix those problems. So know that there is an ending to all of this in order for you to fix it. All right, so Mars retrograde in the sign of Gemini. So Mars, it goes from October 31st. It goes back and forth a little bit. So Mars retrograde at 25 degrees of Gemini. This is about our actions. Remember, Mars is action oriented. Think first, ideas, thoughts, move forward. It's the warrior. It's the impulsive. It's the what it wants to do. And so actions speaking louder than words. Gemini, thoughts, ideas, communication, technology, travel, words. And so our actions are going to speak louder than words, but not necessarily when Mars goes retrograde in Gemini. Words can be used as weapons. They can also be used to motivate. Yay, go, you got this. So Mars, where you get fired up, use your words. You can also use them to seduce. You can use them to undermine others, and you can use them to have undermine yourself with poor self-talk. So during this time period, keep those thoughts, or keep those actions speak louder than words. Use caution with your words. So this retrograde period is an awesome opportunity to go back and revise your thinking, the way that you communicate. What are your patterns? Because that shapes your actions. Speaking out loud when you plan to give up, like What are you saying to yourself? Self-talk. This is putting your thoughts into action. Take the Gemini and put it into action. Use it to your benefit of using the Mars. All of these themes are more depending on where this is in your chart. It's going to be the focus of the awareness for the last 2 months of this year, and then it'll go into 2023 for the first, I think, half of January. So okay, so be social, yay, you know where to find me. I am on Facebook and Instagram. If you would like me to use a chart to give you an example of, or if you have questions, please hit me up right now in the chat. And then I will be able to, if you're comfortable, I can pull up somebody's chart and show you this is where I'm moving forward, or this is where you're not. Tracy, oh yeah, you have taken my astrology class and tarot classes. Yay. Oh, all right. So I'm going to give you a minute if anybody wants to put in their information and give me permission to do this. I can pull up a chart, or I don't have to pull up somebody else's chart. Look, I can pull up, oh, wait a minute. Did somebody give me their information? Hold on. I would love to see where I'm moving forward. November. Okay, hold on. Let me write it down. November 16th, 1984 p.m. It's Ohio. Okay, Caitlin B. All right, so let's talk about this. Hopefully you can all see this. All right, can everybody see it large? Hold on, hold on. I'm gonna wheel it. All right, here we go. I think I'm gonna try to unmute Caitlin so I can talk to her also, because I don't want to share too much. All right, Caitlin, I clicked it to ask you to unmute. Hopefully you will be able to do that. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. So do you know what do you know about astrology before I jump in here?
I've had one like basic birth chart reading before a couple of years ago, and I just kind of jump onto things like this as I can to learn.
Awesome. All right. So you know that you're a Leo rising when you listen to your astrology. So the 3 most important signs that everybody should look to is your sun. Can everybody see Caitlin, can you see the big wheel? It's a double wheel.
I think so. It shows the chart preview. Is that, I think.
Does it say Caitlin B on the left and then
Yes.
transit on the right?
No.
No, that's not good. Hold on. Let me share it again. Now, can you see it?
Yes, now
Good.
I see it.
Okay, good. Because I need it for everybody because I don't. Okay, so what we're looking at is Caitlin is a Leo rising. She's rising in this lifetime to become Leo. Pride. What should I be working on? This is how people see you. Fiery, intense, include everybody. Your sun is in Capricorn, slow, steady, methodical, work through it, detail oriented. Your moon is in Aries, privately. So the 3 most important: sun, where do you shine? You shine in the sign of Capricorn in your 6th house. The chart is read like, oh no, I'm reading where things are all right now. I'm so sorry. That your sun is in Scorpio. So you shine very intense, very intuitive, very, it's in your 4th house of home, mother, past lives. And your moon is in your second house of money. So needing to be stable, needing to be solid, control over money. Where's my money coming? It's about privately, you need security, and home is very, very important to you, your personal home and or mother. So Caitlin is on the inside. This is where all the planets were when she was born. So she was born at night. So that's why we see all of these planets below. She has a lot of things going on privately with her. This is where things are, where all the things were in the outside of the sky when she was born. So out in the outside world. Now the outer wheel is what is going on with Caitlin right now. So currently the sun is illuminating your sixth house. So I look to that and say, you need to make sure that like things that are being illuminated, your daily work, your daily health. Venus is going back over it and saying, did you do this workout program? Is it working? Did it not work? Do I work from home? What do I do with my work and my health, mental, physical, and spiritual? Venus is currently going retrograde in that. So you're rethinking, reviewing something with a health program, something with a service to others, something with a job. It's also pets. Oh, do I get another pet? Oh, the sun is shining on this house. And so it will be here until the 29th. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So also, I want you to look at the seventh house. So this is Saturn and Mercury. Mercury is going to be stationing retrograde. It's in your seventh house of partnerships, relationships, clients, and one-on-one relationships. And so this is rethinking, reevaluating. It's going to go retrograde. There's going to be some kind of muck-up, some kind of confusion, some kind of, and it's going to be in shock and surprise. Oh, I didn't mean to send that, or oh, the wrong person got it, or oh, it's something with technology. It will be, does that make sense to expect?
Yeah, it does.
Okay, so the two houses that are going to be, I don't want to say slammed, but realigned for you are going to be, do you see this is Taurus up at the top of your chart and Scorpio at the bottom of your chart? So this is where your eclipses are going to be happening this year. So the top of your chart is your career and shock, surprise, your public life, your goals. Are you leaving your job? Are you thinking about finding a new career? Then here's your home life. What are you doing to your home? Are you looking for a new home? What does home look like for you? Do I move? There's going to be a realignment between these two houses getting hit 4 times. And where you are now with your home and your career will not be where you are next year. This is about a realignment of you are off track. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
So it's, you can either flow with it, or you could have the riptide pull you out and then have to come back in at a different time. But that's the area that's going to be hit the most, that I would spend my time focusing on. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah, it does. Thank you.
All righty. Right. If let's see, is there anybody else out there that you've got a date and time? Cassandra. Okay, I can do, let's see, Cassandra. Two 1082. All right, let's do it. All right, so wait a minute, is that 1S? Cassandra. Wait a minute, I should unmute you first so I can ask permission and do the whole 9 yards. Sorry. I'm sorry, Cassandra. Here we go. I'm going to unmute you. That way we can talk.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. If I type anything wrong, make sure I fix it. Is it 1S or 2? It's 1S, right?
Two S's.
2S. Have me fix it now because, mother of God. There we go. Sandra Hatch, HATCH. And the date is 2/10, February 10th. Oh, you've got a birthday coming up.
I know.
Solar return for you. Okay, 1982. What the heck time was it? I didn't write it down. What time were you born?
4:55 a.m.
Oh, thanks. And Mayfield Heights.
Yeah.
Alrighty, let's take a little look. All right, hopefully, can you see a bi-wheel with your name on the left and transits on the right?
Yes.
All right, so let's talk. Have you had your chart done before?
Yes, you actually just did
Oh
it.
my gosh,
a couple months ago. But I'm still trying to wrap my whole head around how it all works and figure it all out. So yeah.
Okay, I do remember.
Still a little clueless,
it's
but
coming
yes,
back.
I have the whole chart.
Yeah,
Huh?
I said it's coming back to me. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so Capricorn rising. The sun right here is currently going through your first house, illuminating some things that have to do with you. Venus is here. So this is you, Venus, what you love, who you love, how you love. You are going back through like old pictures. How did I look? Should I do the hairstyle again? What about this outfit? What did I used to wear? What did I, like, you are totally reevaluating. Hold on. You are totally reevaluating you. You're going back through you and you through the years and saying, I liked this about me. This is how I want to be known. This is how I want to see myself. This is how I want to, I like this haircut. I like that outfit. I like that color on me. And so you are going back through some things and saying, this is going to stay, this is going to go. And Venus is going to make a permanent change in your life with how you are physically seen in the world and how other people see you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so until the 29th, but then it'll take like another month before it's done. Let's look at your eclipses. Oh, okay, so 5th house of fun, pleasure, sex, children, and 11th house of other people, friends, social circles, clubs, groups, and activities. So hit this year multiple times. Uranus, shock, surprise, north node. So do you see the little upside down horseshoe? Remember, the north node is where you're supposed to be going. And you need to be focused on romance, creativity, children. Okay, like I'm too old to have children, but it's about creating something like I would put the energy in like a child. So I'm, like it could be anything that's in that realm. That's going to be the shock and surprise because you are off track. It could also be flirting and sex and affairs. And somebody coming into your life, surprise, and it could be somebody that you've met in a group or a social group, a social setting, a club. This could also be your children or somebody else's children or a project that you've created. Remember that there will be huge beginnings and huge endings for your social groups up here in your 11th house. This could be you saying, I don't really align with these friends anymore. This group that I belong to on the internet, or this club that I have joined forever. I now need to search new, find new, because you need to have more fun in your life. You need to have more creativity, more romance. The focus needs to be on these two houses, letting go of the old to embrace what is the new. It's going to be hit 4 times. It might be shocking. This could be a group or friends, or this could be a social circle or a social, like a work related thing. And then you're just like, I'm done. It's outlived itself. I'm ready to move on past this, and I'm ready to find new. I'm ready to find my tribe. I'm ready to find people who connect with me and accept me with the way that I am. because you're in the process of changing. You're like going through kind of an evolution, like you're going through a big change. Everybody's going through a big change, but you're going through it personally, like how you look, how you act, how people see you, your finances are up for review. And you have Jupiter. Remember how we talked about Jupiter and these great gifts? This is in your third house. Like you're going to have so many gifts with this. This is about communication, technology, writing, journaling, neighbors, and siblings. So yeah, and keep an eye on little Neptune here because sometimes things can be illusionary.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. So let's see here. So hopefully I have helped you to write down some dates that are very important for the coming year. And if you have any questions, you can reach out. I do offer like the YouTube videos that you can follow for your month. I try to put them out at least a month ahead of time. So right now, January and February are out. So you can look at it and say, this is where I am for this month, and this is where I'm going to be for next month. So you can like plan some things. I am offering a tarot class starting on January 19th, and I'm going to be offering an astrology for beginners class coming up. I believe it's March 3rd, not 100% sure. I need to like look that date up. And I plan on offering more webinars. I am just getting my feet wet and getting on out there. So you can also sign up for my newsletter. That's where the information is going to come out of. And with that, I heart you. Hopefully you find me and let's stay connected. And thank you, everybody. Thank you for joining. So thank you. And I will see you later. Bye.